Good morning, everyone. Those who are via Skype, connected via Skype, and those who are connected to Facebook streaming. Help in meditation. Someone asked, why does a master help in meditation? You have to enter into meditation like a love affair in the beginning. You have not tasted it, so you have to enter into as a love affair. Consider meditation as your spouse. Just as when you enter into a love affair, the same way you are entering into meditation, you have chosen an hour, you have chosen a place, you sit down in a quiet place, but meditation has not become your heartbeat, your pulse, your breath. You go into it, and after some time there is need for it again. You go into. Then slowly and slowly a moment comes when meditation becomes like an undercurrent. It becomes part of you. It becomes your heartbeat. You are not doing it, but it is happening. At that state, something you have discovered within you. After that, you do not have to meditate, but meditation happens. You get the knack of it. It becomes natural and spontaneous. Why does a master help the aspirant in meditation? Remember, master is the one who has attained to fruition in meditation. Meditation has become a climate around him. It is his heartbeat. He has reached to the point where he doesn't have to meditate. Every act, every word that overflows, it is an expression of inner bliss, inner meditativeness. And this he wants to share with you. The flower has blossomed. The search of life is over now. He would like you to attain to this fruition as well. He may have stumbled in his search. He knows what are the pitfalls. Where do the seekers stumble? He wants to share his insights into it. Now that he is light and awareness, he would like your journey to begin. Certainly the master delights in helping the seeker. There is no why to it or any purpose behind it. In helping the seekers, there is no gain. Omar Khayyam's one of the beautiful composition is, which has been translated into a simple language from Persian. क्या हो हासिल उनके जिक्र से जो पीकर मस्त हुए हैं? What will you gain by talking about those who are drunk? In order for your journey to begin, he begins to share his insights. Having attained to fruition, there is nothing more left to gain for an awakened one. The ultimate has come. He simply enjoys and rejoices. For a master, it is like planting the seeds in the garden and then waiting for the flowers to blossom after a process. When you flower, he rejoices. It is gardening. When somebody flowers, it is a sheer delight, and I share. There is no goal to it. If you feel like a master, I am not going to be frustrated. If you do not flower, that too is okay, because flowering cannot be forced. It is an inner happening. You cannot open a bud forcefully. In forcing the bud to open, you will kill the very possibility of fruition. It may look like a flowering, however, in reality it is not. It is out of ecstasy and delight that sometimes the awakened one sings. In the barren soils of thy inner sanctum, oft do I use the manure of compassion. It is out of his compassion that he goes on sharing. Oft do I use the manure of compassion. Then one day seed of awakening I sow. With the rain of thy infinite bliss, the seed shall certainly sprout one day, and then reckoning shall reap the fruits at the dawn of new awakening. The whole world moves, existence moves into eternity. However, mind is the only thing that moves in time. Existence is moving into depth and height. The mind moves backward and forward in a horizontal straight line. Mind moves horizontally. Indeed, horizontal movement is sleep and unconsciousness. If you can move vertically, that is awareness. Be in the moment. Bring your total being in the moment. Do not allow the past to interfere. Do not allow the past to interfere. And do not allow the future to come in. The past is no more. The future is not yet. And remember the famous statement of Jesus, let the dead bury their dead. The past is no more. The dead means that which is no more, that is past. And what are you burying? That is no more alive. The past is no more. Why are you worried about it? Why you go on chewing it again and again? Are you mad? It is no more. The past is just in your mind, in your memory. The future is not yet. What are you doing thinking about the future, that which is not yet? How can you think about it? What can you plan about it? Whatsoever you do about it is not going to happen. And then you will be frustrated, because the whole the existence has its own plan, and you want to impose your plans on it. Why do you try to have your own plans against the plans of the entire existence? And that's where the problem comes in. Everyone wants to get the things done his own way. Someone has asked Osho, why you do not allow the poor people to come in your commune? His answer was very relevant. He said, when a poor person comes in, he wants to get a job, he wants to get this or that. He is not yet satiated from his physical or the mundane life. He is not going to ask the questions relating to meditation. He will ask for a good health, a job. If it is in my hand for you to get a job, or for you to get a child, or anything like this, I could do it en masse for everyone, but that is not how it happens. But everyone thinks the moment you go to a master, you are going to get a job, you are going to this and that, the physical needs. And even your so-called masters enjoy this. And when you are satiated with your mundane life, you find that it is not giving what you are looking for. Your interest towards meditation intensifies. He can help you in attaining meditation. And that is the reason that the master do not want the unnecessary people coming in. Remember the assistance of the master comes in meditation, and this is the beginning of acting out of awareness. You are beginning to make an effort that you will act out of awareness. There, you will not allow anything to happen to you mechanically. You can start with small things. Every morning you get up, you start doing things, certain things you do mechanically. Just make sure you do not do things mechanically as normally it is done. I have heard there was a philosopher. He was the head of the department of philosophy in a university. He used to walk to the university campus every morning with a stick. When he will enter the classroom, he will put his stick in the corner and sit down on the chair to begin his lecture. Very often it was found that he put the stick on the chair and he stood up in the corner to begin his lecture. This is a state of absent-mindedness or unawareness. The mind is so full that he has no control over it. And Heraclitus said, one should not act or speak as if he were asleep. All actions need to evolve out of awareness. Only then a transformation is possible. Another time it happened, the same professor was walking down the street to reach the university campus. On the way, he saw in a particular campus, a compound, a crowd of the people. He thought he has reached the university campus. So he entered that compound and then he reached to the place where the crowd was gathered in a place like a conference room. He did the same thing, put his stick in the corner, sat down on the chair and began his lecture. He was so absent-minded that he forgot that it was not his classroom, instead the residence of the district magistrate who had his regular meeting at his residence. Heraclitus says, and for that matter, all the awakened one says, act, speak and do anything with full awareness, and then you will find a tremendous change in you. You can begin from very small things. Every day you return home, you enter the house, you have to take off your shoes in a particular place. You have to keep the keys, the car keys. Many times it happens we do things unconsciously. We are talking to someone on the phone and we put the keys somewhere and we forget that where we have put the keys. You make sure this is the first thing that when you enter, either of the two, either you take off your shoes first or you keep your car keys. You decide that you are not allowing this to happen and as a mechanical act. Then slowly and slowly it will create an environment around you. Naturally, you will not have any inconvenience. You can choose a place where you are going to put the keys, and every day the key of the car key remains there. The shoes remain in that place there. So the life begins to fall into a perspective in a particular discipline. And then with this now, inner discipline begins to happen. And that process of inner discipline, disciplining, arranging your desktop of the mind, all the other faculties, is meditation. The very fact that you are aware changes your act, then you cannot commit sin. Not that you have to control yourself, no. Control is a poor substitute for awareness. A very poor substitute that cannot help much. If you are aware, you need not control your anger, because the anger will not arise when there is awareness. Awareness exists like a security. Awareness and anger cannot coexist together. In awareness, jealousy never arises. In awareness, many things simply disappear. All the things that are negative simply dissolve in the pool of awareness. Then how can there be problems? The problem arises because of jealousy, because of anger, and many offsprings of it. It is just like light. When light is in your house, how can darkness exist there? It simply escapes out. When your house is lighted, how can you stumble? How can you knock at the wall? The light is there. You know the door. You simply reach the door to get out of the room. When there is darkness, you stumble, you grope, and you fall. Darkness represents ignorance and unawareness. Anger is nothing but stumbling. Jealousy is nothing but groping in darkness. All that is wrong, not because of itself, but because you are living in darkness. If Jesus wants to be angry, he can certainly be angry and use this as a tool. But you cannot use it as a tool. Instead, you are being used as a tool. Anger is created and you get immediately angry, you lost your control, and then you have to repent. There is a particular incident with Raman. A man was coming to him constantly and wanted to know how to attain. Raman said, be meditative, look within. Again he would ask. Raman said, look within. Go within and you will find the answer. He did not understand. He thought Raman meant go in another room. So when again and again he asked this question, he got so angry that he took his stick and ran behind the man and chased him out of the compound. It was an act of sheer anger. That I have been telling you to go within and you are again and again asking the same question. The man got so frightened he ran out of the compound, and then Raman returned laughing. When you get angry, you cannot laugh. Your laughter, your smile will not be universal. specifically with with the person towards whom you were expressing your anger. If Jesus feels that it will be good and helpful, you can use anything as if he is the master. Jesus can be angry without being angry. Many people worked with Gurdjieff and he was a terrible man. When he was angry, he would be terribly angry. He would look like a murderer. But that was a game. Just a game, just a situation to help somebody. And immediately, not a single moment's gap would be there. He would look at another person and he would be smiling. And he would look again at the same person towards whom he had been angry, and he would be angry and a terrible look would be there. It is possible. When you are aware, you can use everything. Even poison becomes elixir when you are aware. And when you are asleep, even elixir becomes poison. Because the whole thing depends on your being alert. And it depends on whether you are alert or not. Acts do not mean anything. Acts do not matter. Your awareness is the one that matters. Your being conscious, your being mindful is what that matters. What do you do is not the concern. Why is people... This is why people do not understand the master and their ways and methodologies. It happened once. There was a great master, a Buddhist master. His name was Nagarjuna. A thief came to him. The thief had fallen in love with the master because he had never seen such a beautiful person with infinite grace. He asked Nagarjuna, "Is there any possibility for my growth also? Because wherever I went, people ask that you can enter only if you stop thieving. But one thing," he said, "I want to make it clear to you, I am a thief. And another thing is this, I cannot leave it. So please do not put any condition. I will do whatsoever you may ask, but I cannot stop being a thief. That I have tried many times, that it never worked. So I have left the whole idea. I have accepted this as my destiny, that I am going to be a thief and will remain a thief. So do not talk about it. From the very beginning, let it be clear." Nagarjuna said, "Why are you afraid? Who is going to talk about your being a thief?" The thief replied, "Whenever I go to a monk or to a religious priest or a religious saint, they always put this as a condition and ask me to stop stealing." Nagarjuna laughed and he said, "Then you must have gone to the thieves. Otherwise, why should they be concerned with your thieving? I am not concerned. I am not interested what are you doing. I am not telling you to stop this or stop that." The thief was very happy. He said, "Then it is perfectly okay. It seems that now I have become a disciple. You are the right master." Nagarjuna accepted him as disciple and said, "Now you can go and do whatever you like. You want to womanize, you want to thief, you want to go to pub to drink. Whatsoever you want to do, that is your choice. I have nothing to do with it. But I have only one condition that has to be followed. Be aware. Go, break into the house, go to a prostitute, or whatsoever you want to do. Go, break into the house, enter, bring things, steal, do whatsoever you like. That is of no concern to me. I am not a thief, but do it with awareness. The thief could not understand that he had fallen into a trap. He said, then everything is okay, I will try. After 3 weeks, he came back and said, you are tricky. Because if I become aware, I cannot steal. If I become aware, I cannot go into this particular act. If I steal, awareness disappears. I am in a fix now, not knowing what to do. You ask me to do anything I would like to do, but let there be awareness. Nagarjuna responded, no more talk about your being a thief and stealing. I am not concerned. I am not a thief. Now you decide. If you want to be aware, then you decide. If you do not want it, then too you decide. The man said, but it is very difficult now. I have tasted a little of this awareness, and it is so beautiful. I will leave anything whatsoever you say. The thief said, just the other night, for the first time, I was able to enter the palace of the king. I opened the treasure with no difficulty. I could have become the richest man in the world. But you were following me, and I had to be aware. When I became aware, suddenly no motivation or desire to steal was there. When I became aware, diamonds looked just like stones, ordinary pebbles. When I lost awareness, the treasure was there. And I waited and did this many times. I would become aware and become like a Buddha. And I could not even touch it because the whole thing looked foolish and stupid. Just stones. What am I doing? Losing myself for stones? But then I will lose awareness. They would become again beautiful, precious gems. And the whole illusion. But finally I decided that they were not worth it, and I returned empty-handed. Once you have known awareness, nothing is worth it. You have known the greatest bliss of life. Then nothing. Then suddenly many things simply drop out of you. They look stupid and become foolish. The motivation is not there. The desire is not there. The dreams have fallen. This is awareness. To live in awareness. Master helps you to attain to this awareness. What did Nagarjuna did? He did not put a condition that you have to leave the thieving before you could join, before you could enter. It happened some time ago. A person used to come to the meditation under the wrong connotation. He became so serious that nobody would like him to be around him. So he came to me. I gave him a cassette. That time that was the only way. I said, I would like you to listen to it. Gave him the cassette player. He sat down in my office, keep on listening to the cassette whole day. It was the workplace. His appearance, his attire was such that nobody would like to have him around. He looked like a criminal. So the worker said, you want him to be around, either he will stay or we will stay. I said, you all can leave. But I have asked him to come. He will stay in my office, and I can assure you that he will not interfere with you at all. Nagarjuna did not ask the man to leave the stealing. Instead, he instilled in him, he deprogrammed him. He installed a new app into him, and that app was awareness. Your computer does not have the app of awareness, but you can install this into you and start to use it. The moment you start, just as when you start using WhatsApp or Messenger, you find it so convenient to send the pictures, send the messages, to make phone calls over the Wi-Fi free of charge. Once you have a free connection to Wi-Fi, you can use this facility. In the same way, if you install this app called awareness, your life will become a rhythm, a harmony, a bliss, a benediction. The meditation has attained fruition. Nothing else is needed. Only this much for this morning. Until Saturday, do have a pleasant day. This is Ramadan special for you all. Until next time when we meet again.